Hey everybody, welcome back to the wood shop on this bright sunny Saturday.
For today's project, we were inspired by my lack of lighting in my office at work. I could really use a nice desk lamp. So we had some scrap wood laying around. Bryan's going to tell you what we're going to use to make this lamp.
Alright, the first thing you'll need is a good old trusty lamp kit. It comes with your socket and your cord and everything you need to get electricity to your light bulb. And of course a lampshade. Every lamp needs a shade. You can wear it as a hat if you want to, if you feel like it, whatever. Now we had some leftover 2x4s from another project. We'll use these to make the body of the lamp. We bought a piece of 1x4 to do some nice trim around the bottom of this. And we'll cut off a piece of a 2x10 we've got left over and make an 8x8 square for the base of this to sit on. And we'll use another piece of that 1x4 for the top cap here. We'll have to screw this socket into. And that should be about it. Glue, some clamps.
You ready to get to work?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. First things first, we're going to cut the boards for the body of our lamp. They're going to be 12 inches, so we'll go ahead and get that taken care of. That way we can laminate them together, let them dry, and work on the rest of the lamp.
Alright, since these two 2x4s are going to be laminated together into one piece, I'm going to line these up together and cut them both at the same time to make sure they're exactly the same length. Okay, now we're going to use the table saw to cut a dado in the center of these 2x4s where they join together. That way we can accommodate our electric cord, and it'd be a lot easier than having to run a drill bit all the way through this once these glue together, and you might risk splitting them apart that way too. Now this dado is going to be about 1/8 of an inch deep into each board. That gives us 1/4 of an inch once they're together, and I'll run about 3 passes. That gives us 3/8 of an inch wide to get the cord through there. Okay, now we're going to cut out the base for our lamp. We have this scrap piece of 2x10 laying in there. Scrap wood always comes in handy. Never know what you might use it for. And it just so happens that 8 inches comes right up to this knot, so perfect.
So we had some leftover 1x6 when we made a wall shelf last week. We're going to cut a 4" by 4" piece out of this to mount our bulb socket at the top of the lamp post. Let's go ahead and do that now.
Okay, next thing we're going to do is take our router and put a Roman ojee profile around the top of this base and around the top of this cap that goes on the top of the lamp post. Well, now that our edge profile is finished, we're going to drill a hole right in the center of this base for our cord, and then we'll take it over to the table saw and we'll cut a dado right over to that hole. Okay, we have our hole drilled in the center. Got our dado channel. Here's the cord. It will come up through this hole, go through the center of the lamp post. And down here on the bottom, it will lay in this channel. We'll probably put some hot glue or something there to hold it in. And you can see the drill bit kind of blew out a little here, but that'll be covered up by the post. Never see it.
Now that we've given our lamp post time to set up, we're going to run this through the table saw to rip off about 1/4 inch down each side, make it look like one solid piece.
Alright, we've got our lamp post, we've got our base, and right now I'm going to cut some trim to go around the bottom of this post right down against the base. I've got it marked out and we'll cut it right now. Well, here you go. You can see we've got all the pieces cut out for our lamp. We got the edges profiled on the base and the top cap here. We cut out this trim, and while I was doing these 45-degree angles, I noticed they weren't fitting together right when you seen me saw them a while ago. I had to go back and readjust the miter adjustment on the saw. Actually, it was the bevel adjustment. It was off by about 1/2 degree. So you watch out about that. Keep your adjustments right on your miter saw, or you'll wind up with a box that just don't fit together right.
It'll drive you crazy. So let's go over the pieces we have for our lamp. We have a post cap. We have a 3x3 post. And like you said, we've got this nice trim casing. It's going to make a nice box around the post. And we have our base. We're going to hit all this with some 120 grit sandpaper, and then we're going to start assembling our lamp. I'm excited. all been waiting for. It's time to put together the lamp. So the first thing that we're going to do is put together the trim casing, which is going to serve as a frame for our post. Do you ever have trouble with wood glue? If so, leave us a comment. We'd love to know tips and tricks. Okay, are you ready? Let's do it. So when we saw you last, we had left our frame for our post to dry, and we've had a lot of stuff going on, so it's been a couple of days. We feel that this is nice and strong, and we're ready to put our lamp together.
First thing we're going to start with, I think we've decided to just glue this casing trim to the base first, and then glue the lamp post inside of this. We think that'll be the better way to go here. I've already marked out where it needs to go. So, it's time for the glue.
That's just pretty strong, isn't it?
Yep.
It's amazing to me how you do have to work pretty quickly with wood glue and get things where you want them to go. It's not very forgiving after the first, few minutes. It's kind of slippery to start, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're putting it in place, it's like, come on, stay put. And then it does, and then you can't get it back apart. Okay, do you remember how you flip this? All right. So we've let our trim casing sit for just a little bit to bond to the base. Now we're going to put some glue on our post, pop that in there, and keep moving.
Well, now it's time to work on this top cap. It will accommodate this thread post, which will hold on the bulb socket. I'm going to drill a hole in the center of it. Now the threads are 3/8 of an inch, which means I'm going to have to start out with a smaller drill bit than that. If I drill this hole 3/8 of an inch, odds are it'll probably be too big. So I'll start out with a 5/16 drill bit and maybe ream around from there and work my way up. Try to get this to fit good and tight in here. Alright, now that I've got a hole drilled in this, I went ahead and started this in here as tight as I can get it with my fingers. Now, I put some tape around the top of this to keep the threads from getting scarred up. And the reason for that is I'm just going to chuck it right in the drill. There we go. Well, now that the top cap is finished, we've got everything glued together. We'll have to let this glue sit and dry a little while before we stain and paint.
We're going to put some Danish oil on the base of the lamp and some white paint up the body. After we do that, we'll run the wiring and the lamp will finally be complete. We think it's going to look really nice. So we took a couple of days off. We do have day jobs and we're ready to finish our lamp. I'm really excited about this. We're going to take some Danish oil. This is a natural finish, so it's just really going to bring out the beauty of the pine. We're going to put this on the post cap and the base of the lamp, and then we just have some simple white paint that we're going to put a couple of coats down the post. So let's go ahead and get started.
Well, now we have our lamp all assembled and painted. The only thing missing now at this point, electricity. We'll start with the cord from our lamp kit, and I'll run this up through the bottom, out the top, then we'll attach the socket, and we'll be hooked up and ready to go.
It's time for the moment of truth. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's a lamp!
It's a lamp, and there's no more like it that we know of.
It's going to look really great on my desk back at the office. I'm really excited to show it off.
Shed some light on the subject.
Exactly. With just a little money and a little time, you too can make your very own custom lamp.
Yeah, make your own design, use your imagination. You don't have to necessarily do exactly what we've done.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more great projects just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're also on Facebook at Woodsongs by Russell, so meet us over there. Thanks again for joining us. Happy woodworking!